What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of 4 Dummies, and tonight I am joined with the other 3 dummies. I have Mr. Robert Detoff.
Hello, everybody.
Mr. Just One.
Yo, what's happening?
And Mrs. Skullface.
Hello.
And tonight we are going to continue with our collection critiques. You know the routine. Check your feelings at the door. They have no place here. Also, as a quick heads up, let me remind you, if you want the uncut version of this conversation, you can subscribe to Patreon, where the hour-long episode is available on the same day this publishes. With that being said, we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll start with Edward Y.
Because.
Tell him that it's human nature. Why? Why?
Oh, come on. That's the worst Michael I've ever heard you do.
Never do it that way.
So blue was a bold choice.
Yeah,
This is his first
But
room
everything's
himself.
really neat.
I think the wall needs a more neutral color.
I do too. It washes out a lot of the figures.
It washes out a lot of the figures. And a lot of these figures are posed, but you could probably do a little bit more with the posing. You could push the posing a little bit further. The art and stuff is cool behind it, but it may be too much.
They're not really posed much at all.
Yeah, I think you have enough room to go wild.
I do too. I do too. They're very subtle posed. They're not posed. They're not like the out of the box onto the table, which we see all the time. They're very subtly posed, but you could push that much further.
I like what he did with the vertical space, the hanging shelf there. Mm-hmm. He filled it with art.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That works. That's nice.
Yeah, I agree.
I think even having the bio cards.
Yeah.
And we've never seen anybody do that, which is cool.
Yeah. Robert, you do love a floating shelf?
I do love a floating shelf. They're just a pain. That's such a commitment. Mm-hmm. You know, I love them, but I don't like that kind of commitment.
Most of them are actually spaced pretty well, except for that one really big shelf with the art back. Like that one is a little bit more congested, but at least they're not like layers upon layers. But
Yeah.
Still there's still a lot going on that particular shelf.
Yeah. No,
but is this guy done collecting though? Because this space is full. He's committed his shelves. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's just a season 1 collection.
Right, because if you look at his other stuff, he's in. I feel like, all right, he collected what he wanted, and now he's out.
But I do have to say, though, in the same breath, while I think this looks pretty good, right? The Transformers, once again, are the worst things that he has going on.
The turtle shelf looks great.
The turtle shelf does look great, and so does the little like Bumblebee shelf with the Prime artwork in the background. He, used the same thing there. He did the same thing with the Toka Razor Super Shredder with the Ninja Turtles 2 and 3 pictures behind, and the one above that has the Ninja Turtles 1 post. Like, dude, I'm digging this.
That's okay. Going back to the first photo, though, the top right has a 3-0 Blitzwing. That doesn't belong there.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And neither does the Beast Wars stuff. But for the most part,
he has 2 3-0 shelves in the turtle photo.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or 3 3-0 shelves. I mean, why don't you have your Blitzwing there?
Mm-hmm.
And I think
does he have another Blitzwing there?
He does have a Blitzwing in there.
So he has 2 Blitzwings.
He has the Blitzwing with the actual Blitzwing deco in there.
Right,
he has 3 Blitzwings. No, he has 3 Blitzwings.
Yeah, he does.
So you got that Blitzwing with the G1 stuff, and then he has the regular Blitzwing with the Soundwave, and then the repainted Blitzwing.
It's the same pose. I wonder if he just took it off. It's legit. The Starscream deco for that Blitzwing is the same pose. I wonder if he just took it off the shelf and put it on that to fill it up.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's a blank shelf that's waiting something, and for the photo,
right?
Because it's legit the same pose.
And then he has a Hot Toys Mandalorian just riding solo, which is interesting. But he has a Turtles arcade game. That's sick.
What is that at the bottom?
Top shelf of the Turtles where it's got like the logo.
Yeah,
and the lights are a little bit too bright at the top, but that could just be the photo.
Yeah, I would guess in person that looks all right.
I think what works too for that turtle shelf, especially that top one, is you got these 2 little drones on the side of that crane. It breaks up the space.
Yeah,
they're not all the same height.
Yeah, but they are. You know what I mean? They're all different heights, but they're all mirrored.
Oh, right. Because you have the
symmetrical.
The Foot Clan and then those rock.
Yeah, you got the 2 drones, the 2 rock guys, and the 2 foot soldiers. And he kind of
the lighting.
Yeah, and he kind of follows that throughout. If you look down, he's got.
Oh yeah. It looks clean. He did a good job.
Yeah,
these ooze.
Yeah, he's got room to expand. He's got like and this Iron Man shelf looks amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
sharp as a tack.
Here's somebody. This is a good example too of somebody like looks like it's just using Billy's and the IKEA floating shelf. Like you didn't dump a ton of money into your displays, but you just figured out how to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it looks good.
Yeah.
The Power Ranger one looks cool too.
It does, but it doesn't. It doesn't look as good as the
swords aren't balanced. For somebody, this guy that loves balance, those swords aren't balanced.
Not at all.
Nope.
I think you need to hang them.
Yeah,
You say swords.
Vertically.
They're flutes.
Vertically or flip.
They're flutes.
Or flip one or the other so the blades are both pointing in or
I still
out.
don't think it would look quite right.
Yeah, the Power Rangers is the weakest. It's funny, the Power Rangers and the Transformers are the weakest. The Turtles and the movie Transformer stuff and the Iron Man, that's where it's at.
Looks great.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
Good job, Edward.
Yeah, Edward. Whatever you got going on, whatever you did with these bookcases, bring a little bit of that into the Power Rangers and the Transformers. Moving on, we got Nathan, just straight up Nathan.
Oh, nasty Nate.
Nasty Nate.
Oh God.
I like these. So I know what these cases are next to the TV because I think these are the ones that we bought. Is that no? They're slightly different.
They look very.
They
similar.
look very similar. So let me tell
Is
you.
that the alternate detail?
Yeah, let me tell you what the challenge is. The challenge for these things is that the legs on the cases stick out further than the width of the case themselves. So it's hard you can't get them flush up against anything.
Oh, I see. Right.
They look like lanterns.
Also, the border is so thick. I feel like it cuts into
It does.
the viewing area.
But I don't think this looks bad though, just the way it's set up in general.
That Prime looked bad. It looks like dog like kneeling down like he meant that.
This is the only thing that he sent in is this picture and different, angles of it and everything. But it's great. It's not too much. It's
Right.
The one Prime is a little smushed. He should probably sit that on top of the case and find something else to put in there.
Take the glass shelf out,
Yeah,
get
'cause the
Blaster
post-
out of there.
The pose is fine. The pose just looks bad because it looks like he's trapped.
I mean,
Yeah.
can you get rid of a glass shelf? Can he just stand that Prime up?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it would be bad. I think you're
that's-
Do
better
you
off.
really need Blaster? Do you really need that Blaster there? And sideswipe?
But I don't know if he can have the 2 on one and 3 on
Right.
the other.
I was gonna say, Robert, take that out of there and look at just that Bumblebee and that Prime, and then all this other stuff on the right. It just would feel off. I think the guy made it work for
Look,
what
he's
he's
got that big B with like a chug sound wave. I think that left side is off. I don't know.
Yeah, I think if he's not pushing this any further, like if this is its final form, I think he's good.
But yeah, the only thing I would change is that your TV console doesn't seem to fit.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Prime
that's-
looks like
that's
he's
true.
playing dice.
You need something black.
That's fair.
Check out that Riz.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about here, but I mean, everything is relatively posed. There's a few of them that I feel like could use a little bit more, but for the most part, they're posed. It's lit. They're off the floor. They're kind of displayed in a museum style more than like in a collection style, but that works given the furniture. Like, I don't really have a whole lot for this.
What's up with all these slammed Volkswagens that you have underneath this TV that aren't getting any
I was
love?
looking at
Those things are cool looking.
I agree with Jisk that this TV stand definitely needs an upgrade
and we probably need to do something else with the little cars.
and do something with that little carpet staying there in the middle too. The vibes.
Was it a carpet stand? I thought this was on concrete.
Oh, you know what? I can't tell. It might be on concrete.
Yeah, I feel like it's like that because it's cinder block too. I wonder if this is
Yeah.
like a garage or a basement. You can see the steps.
Yeah, it's a
next to
basement.
the right of the.
Let's unless anybody else has anything. This is another one where it's kind of like yeah, good.
Yeah, you took what you had and made it work.
Yeah, like
Yeah, good luck at dice.
yeah. I think the next logical move for you is to get that Prime on top of the case, put something on top of the other case, and then use that space down there a little bit more appropriately. But even if you don't, I think the pose still works that Prime is in. So
You could get a TV stand that had like clear glass. Like, dude, you may be better off using Bestas as a TV stand. May work.
I think the only way to really make that pose with Prime
Put some
work
stuff in
is
there.
you got to put a little human there. So like he's crouching down talking to the person.
Yeah.
That would work.
That may work too.
Or
Yeah.
throw a die there. Some dice down.
Dice. Put the dice in there, man.
that would look cool.
Put some Monopoly money in his other hand.
Very nasty, Nate. You did it.
All right. Next is Eric V. Another small submission. We might be able to do 5 tonight. He's got what is that? That Unicron. First of all, you need to refinish your dresser.
Oh, man. Where's Aladdin? What
Is
are you
that
doing
a
for this
is that a hookah light bulb?
And then he's
Is
got
that a Zeta Toys?
that's a Zeta
Swirl or
Toys.
whatever?
That's a Zeta Toys.
Repaint.
What's that dude's name?
I don't know, but he collects pennies.
Yeah, well,
Stop
that's
with
his
the pennies.
that's his swear jar.
Yeah.
He's got a milk crate flipped over. That's his stand. That's like similar to the vertical.
Yes.
That's
Topper.
to the vertical Billy Topper.
You need a Billy
It's an
Topper, my
ode to
man.
Robert.
Yeah. He's got, dude, shout out. I've got I think I had that same camera, that Nikon Cool Pic.
Definitely had a cool.
Yeah, I think.
Sure.
Yo, so he's got MP10, the Toys R Us one, in box, right?
Yeah.
So proud of how pristine he's kept this thing.
Yeah.
On plastic utility shelves.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
They're awful.
Look at that mirror with Aladdin and rub the lamp 3 times.
And wish for some better furniture.
Transformers Beast Wars. Okay, I
guys
guess
are
you got
awful.
them.
Wish for a new hobby.
I think if you have to work with these shelves for a little bit, like even if you just got some risers, because there's such a huge gap in that vertical space, especially on that top shelf.
Yeah, no, what are you talking about? The little utility shelf or the... Yeah, no, this is a wash. He needs to get rid of that altogether.
Yeah, because look at the MP10's making it sag. The top one's already sagging.
Yeah. Let's move on to the wooden bookcase. I don't know what this is, dude. This looks
I mean,
like
it's a bookshelf,
you
so
robbed
you
an
work-
elementary school from where they keep the kids' books.
Yeah.
This looks like a newspaper stand or
It's a
something.
Nona.
Yeah, this is not even a Nona.
This is a no-no.
I was just gonna say that, dude.
Dude, you don't need to keep your Earthrise boxes. You don't need to keep your MP boxes. Why do you have your Earthrise boxes? You
I'm
think
just
they're
confused as to
valuable?
the collection too.
Yeah, I
Go
just...
ahead, Robert. Yeah, I agree. What is he thinking about?
I don't know what the end game is to this. There's one shelf of MPs, and then there's an MP Grimlock, then there's an MP Shockwave, and then there's like a whole bunch of just, I don't know, it's like Earthrise, I guess, and then there's a Rodimus over on the other one with a black bookcase with some random stuff on it.
Do you think if you were to turn around and do a panoramic view of this room, are there sheets on the bed?
Yes, but they're disheveled.
So there's
question
not
is-
a made bed
Not a made bed.
in box. So here's the question I got. So in the second photo where you've got the Prime and you've got to the left, you've got a Inferno box and the Sideswipe box. Why not put them in the crate that you're using as a shelf?
That's what we at the
Soft
dummies.
sale, soft sale.
That's what we as the dummies like to call a quick fix.
This
He's like, you
dude
don't want to
went-
hide the crate with these boxes.
This is unfortunately like this is just a start over. This is a completely
Dude, I
like,
want to do a Dummies one time that's live that somebody invites us to their house.
yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Fly us all out.
Yeah.
You have to pay for the
Fly
ticket.
us all
How
out.
about we just Zoom?
We could do a Zoom.
But yeah, this is, I mean, you had to gut this entire thing and start over. All right, this is Turbine 027. He sent a huge conglomerate. This is before I laid down the rules, I guess. So I think this is pretty good.
I
These are
like the
Billies
corner
with
skin,
glass
Billy.
shelves.
They're Billies with glass shelves, but I want to point out what I think the problem is. The glass shelves allow for the shadows to come down and then distract
Yeah.
you from the shelf below it.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know that was an option. Legit. Just black out those glass shelves with some contact paper.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Oh man, this
Dude, I
guy's
like the
got the
Billies with
old,
the glass shelves for real.
This guy's been collecting a long time. In photo 2, you can see he's got the old combiners.
Yeah, yep.
The Hercules, the
I
MMC,
definitely done that, kid.
TFC. He's got 2 TFC.
It's a very impressive collection. Like he's got all this G1 stuff. He's got the old third-party stuff. He's got new third-party stuff. He's got, like it's a very impressive, wide-ranging collection. Even like the little stuff like at the top with the Transformers and then like the Pops type things on the left and right. Like just a little variation that just shows like, look, I had space and I filled it.
Is that Fans Toys he's got there? No, that's got to be Gabriel. Thing.
Oh, you're talking about the excuse me, pardon me? That looks like
Excuse
Fans.
me?
That might be Fans Toys.
It's definitely Fans Toys.
Either way, it
It's-
doesn't matter, but he's definitely doing the excuse me, pardon me.
What do you think of this thing in the middle of the room? I think the white shelves look outstanding. I'm not so sure
So
about the center.
I like the thing in the middle of the room. I don't know how I feel about the stuff on top of it. I like
Right,
the little seating. I think like if you had the seating and maybe like some books, like
And
a
a space
like a
to
coffee
play with
table.
your
We treated it like a coffee table.
Yeah, the space to play with your toys. That's cool.
But I
isn't it?
think he's out of room.
Look at how none of the three of you are sitting on one one of those cubes and playing with your toys on that table.
No. He could put all of those on top of the Billies, all the alt modes. Maybe not that rooms.
Actually, I think that if he had one of those, like, you know, the like big ottomans, if he had like one of those on the floor that you could like sit on, take a look at your collection, or lay on, read a book or whatever, like something like to enjoy the space, I think that would be better than just this thing in the middle holding all these alt modes.
Here's my thing. Like his shelves look nice. It's just not interesting to me, though. I don't know. And you have enough stuff. Like you have a lot of stuff, but you have enough stuff where I think you could do something more interesting with how you have it displayed.
Yeah, but I think it's just that like it's such like a huge mix of Masterpiece and G1, because like I do. But
there's no vibe. There's no vibe in there. Like, what vibe are you feeling in here?
Because like I do think if you look at like the main one that he's most proud of, right, the front and center, where he has like the MP version and then the G1 version in front of it, like right. I think that's cool. But
I do too. But
like I said, like I think it's the shelves. I think the shelves with the glass shelves where the shadows are all over the place. It ends up looking messy. Where I think it's a relatively clean display.
Yeah. Speaking of which, the 13th photo, fourth from the end. I don't know what figure that is, but he's got the nose cone sticking a good like 3 inches out into the space where your feet go. I wonder if he's ever caught his foot on that and spun it, and then all those little figures went flying out. I want to know how often that's happened to him.
Because it does have like a lot of this stuff does have like the history. You know what I mean? Like this RC in particular, it has like, you know, the fans toys, and it has like that original third party RC, and then this alt mode thing in front of it, which may be the same thing. It is.
And the humans.
Yeah, and then the humans.
Dude, the head on that G1 cup is huge.
Yeah.
That's probably my least favorite one, but the rest of them, I mean, they don't bother me.
Oh, so the one that you're looking at is all Hasbro stuff. It's all like modern day Hasbro stuff.
I don't care for that.
Where?
Yeah, that's the weakest one. It's sad because I get it, because it's like this documentation of like Transformers through the years. So I do get it, right. But like it is the weakest. He's got like Transformer Prime shelves. He's got Beast Wars shelves. He's got like kind of like modern day stuff with the headmasters and such. But it is the more sloppier looking bookcase in comparison to the others.
Maybe you need to paint the room. I don't know. I just feel like it needs more. It just needs a vibe. That's the only way I know how to explain it.
Well, it's kind of weird.
It seems very sterile in here.
The thing about the glass shelves that's odd is it's not all glass shelves.
Yeah, because you can't have them all glass, right? Because like the structural components are still wood.
I think that works though, not having them all glass, Robert.
But he's got Billy toppers too, so you've got two white lines.
Correct. I don't think that's awful though, but I do think it.
I don't either.
I do think
then he can put lighting on the wooden shelves to light either down or up.
Well, I do think it would look better in general with just white shelves, but then he would have to light them, because the reason why you can see these figures so well is because that light is moving through the glass. Like if you look at like the shelves that are underneath the Billy Topper, like they sit in a little bit of shadow.
Right, they have that shadow.
Yep.
So you would go back through and you would take out all the glass and put all the shelves in there?
I think so.
I think
lights.
I kind of like the glass too. I see the shadow. Problem. But,
the way to do it.
But I do kind of,
because as soon as you put even the contact paper on, now you're right back to the shadows. Like,
I think it definitely needs lights.
But what if he put the stuff instead of on the shelves, instead on the backs, so that the shadows weren't so visible? Like if he used the gray,
but then that takes away the purpose of having the white shelf, though.
Yeah.
No, I mean the backs. Like so, if it wouldn't take away from the light. I mean,
yeah, but what color do you put on the back?
Yeah, I think it would look weird because they have this white border and then this whatever color you had in the background.
I mean, the gray and white Billies look pretty decent. I got a couple. You don't see the shadows on the walls, but he's not going to change out Billies.
Yeah, but it looks like he could put in more next to the light switch,
unless the door opens up to right there.
Right.
Put it there anyway.
Because even there, like those cars, all those cars are from the alternators line, right? So it's like he's really trying to celebrate like the whole franchise, like history, and I dig that. But it's just it might be too much.
Yeah.
I think if he took this collection and he made it like, look, we're going G1 and we're going Masterpiece, I think he would have a much more concise collection on his hands.
The question is to this guy, do you have the heart to take everything off the shelves and just try something new? Because that's an undertaking.
Yeah.
I could be like, I'm not going to mess with it because it's so involved. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't blame you.
It really is another one of those ones where it's like, it feels like a love song, but it's, I think this same concept in a room twice the size works better. And since, we can't dictate our houses around our collection, maybe the best thing to do here is to downsize a bit and then focus it a bit more.
I mean, why would he have that Superion with so much empty vertical space next to it with the G1 Metroplex?
Because that's where Defensor is going. He's got the G1 Defensor sitting right there. The G1 Defensor is going to go in front of the Masterpiece Defensor. That's the plan. But then you have Menasor and Bruticus on one side. You have Superion Defensor on the other side. That's the plan.
And then you've got Omega and Constructor in the middle.
Yep.
That excuse me part of me is bad.
Yeah, the Constructor doesn't really bother me at all, but the Omega doesn't really work.
What's the theme here on this thing?
It's G1 alt modes.
Like, it's actual G1?
No, it's Masterpiece.
That cup isn't, though. Is that the KFC one?
Oh, the cup is actual literal G1, but the rest of it is Masterpiece.
I was looking back at this Omega one. I wonder if you do need to just swap Omega and Superion out.
Yeah, but he wants those two. You know what I mean? Like, I see what he's going for. It's just that Omega doesn't fit. Right. Omega's a tricky one.
Yeah, it is.
It's good though. I mean, man, the more you look like you, this is one of these things where you could just spend hours in here just looking at everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's thought out. It's really well thought out. Yeah, dude. I get it, man. I get it. And I get the kind of pickle you find yourself in, but I respect what you're doing. It just needs some tightening.
Yeah. It's like, how do you elevate it one more level?
Yep.
And he used risers. He's got risers going on.
Yep.
Very subtle use of them, but it's successful.
Yep. I agree.
I like when we find one that's like, it's tricky.
Yeah.
These are the ones that are most interesting to me because it's like, dude, what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
And I'll be the first person to say, like, I'm not doing anything. There's too much stuff and I'm not messing with it.
Yeah.
Bobby dancing away from a softball.
Frog.
I want stills from the movie Hackers.
Crossbow.
I want to see a school lunch, Bobby.
Evacuation plan.